Hello everyone, this is the Guyver.
And this is Ariat.
And it's time to dive into a Valentina 2.0 deck list. Here she is, Valentina, plotting Lord of the Seas. You saw her in our previous match video. Cleaned the floor pretty well with Carney's face there. And here she is, her flip side, that gorgeous full art, the terror of the Seven Seas these days. I've been seeing her topping more and more lately amidst all that crazy RR hype. Is that particularly why you decided to use her?
No, honestly, I just thought she was cool when the set came out.
Well, she is something. I remember actually seeing this card in the previews and thinking, well, this is the end. And here we are, we're looking at the stone lineup here. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 Rulers of Memoria on that gorgeous stamped stone. Still completely blows my mind that we're getting stamped stones now. I totally need to try my best to bling out on all these gorgeous stamped stones here. Now, this stone I've seen thrown into some other decks, but I think it works the best in Valentina 2.0, of course, because of so many regalia. And we're looking at right here, Magic Stone of Moonshade. So with all of the regalia stones, why do you feel the need to throw in the moonshades as well?
Just for the extra protection of being able to have any attribute magic stone.
Even if it costs you life points?
It doesn't really matter most of the time.
Most of the time, I see. Well, that's why you run 3, I suppose. That's why you run 3. And I see the last few stones, light vapors. I take it it's because the majority of your deck is still white-blue, right?
Yes, that's right.
And is it also because of the more important god arts that you use?
Yes, the blue and light gods are the ones I use the most. Valentina's and Artemis.
Ah, yeah, well, makes sense. Makes sense. Now, it looks like we're going into the monster lineup here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Valentina's Zealot. Now, when this card first came out, wasn't too impressed, but being able to banish it whenever you please is rather nice for Resonators God art, from what I recall. Being able to chump it on demand to fill your graveyard, along with Percival, can just climb up on your opponent and surprise them, for sure, from what I've heard. Has Percival or the Zealot, have either of them helped you keep your Valentina 2 alive?
Mostly they've been more useful in the graveyard for Resonators God's art.
So, not a lot of things actually seem to be threatening her these days.
No, not really.
And it looks like we have 2 more, the Queen's Butler, so that is a decent amount of protection right there, but why only 2?
Since it's a continuous effect, it's just, I can't banish him to immediately send him to the graveyard to get 2 things at one stand, pretty much.
Alright, well, it looks like we've already gone straight to the spells. We're looking at Send Back here. So I take it you're gonna use this to reuse your bows, right?
Yeah.
And I take it that's not too bad when used in conjunction to, like, let's say late game, you need to get rid of that Arthur. Although, actually, now that I think about it, why bounce back the Arthur when you could just take it?
Yeah.
And I haven't actually seen you put this card into action, but Justice of God's Sword, more people should definitely put this in their Val 2.0 if you ask me. Being able to swing and having a mana open and your opponent trying to block, that, in conjunction with Justice of God's Sword, could be game. Could be game. I can definitely see that, especially in conjunction with things like Gleipnir and tapping all of your regalia at once. Speaking of, it looks like we're already going into the regalia. That's 1, 2, 3, I'm guessing 4 Laevateinn, the Demon Sword. Now, amongst all of your other regalia, since I'm assuming we're going to be going through these for a long time, which one do you feel is the most important for your strategy?
Deathscythe, so I can just steal all the Resonators and block Valentina.
Alright, yeah, I would say that. Definitely. So, what are some clever ways, or rather, what is your main strategy here for combining these regalia, combining their effects?
The main one is Deathscythe plus Gleipnir. Gleipnir force something to block, so with Valentina, Deathscythe, I get to take it. And Laevateinn is used to boost up Arla's God's Art, so instead of doing 400 damage to each Resonator, it can do 6, 8, even up to 1,000 or more damage whenever anything on my side of the field swings after I steal my opponent's Resonators.
So, I've noticed that you actually do have a low Resonator count. Why is it that I'm not seeing you run something like, say, Cheshire?
That would be a good idea, but at the moment it's just too expensive for me.
Wouldn't you also kind of say that perhaps it is a little slow in comparison to a lot of other cards that you could be using?
Yeah, true, and it won't go to the graveyard for Resonators.
True. Well, definitely. At the same time, seeing Artemis Bow completely and utterly live in something other than Arla both frightens and arouses me. To be able to look at that with 4 counters, it's no wonder. Instant death for Gwyver, instant death for Vivian. No arguments here. And I take it you're definitely running the 4 Marybell, right? Yep, right there. Perfect. Keep your backside safe from the flame of Outer World out of nowhere. Although I hope we get a replacement by September, because though everything else is rotating out, most of Valentina 2 will still be very much alive. Have you ever actually used Marybell's effect to tap 3 to make her a Resonator?
Only once. Most of the time I need to save my 3 open bonus gems for top.
Have you ever considered throwing in a Blessing of Yggdrasil?
No, I feel like it would be too slow in this deck.
Alright, I see. That is a sound opinion, if only by the fact that most folks consider that if your deck cannot start stomping face by turn 3, you might as well scoop. And I've seen that horror at the tournament on Saturday with those RR fairies. Seeing a gigantic swarm of, just a huge field full of fairies on turn 3 with an RR with 1,000,000 counters, wow. There is no words. Now, we're looking at Gleipnir, and I'm seeing that you only run Gleipnir at 3. Why is that exactly?
Well, it doesn't add on to the damage points, and most of the time I can just search it out using Valentina's ability in turn 2.
Good point. I suppose the only reason you'd actually throw in any extra is to chunk it to draw a card, but at the same time, why thin your deck when you could just have something useful? Right? Is that
Yeah.
Is that where you're going for? Alright. So, moving on, we were discussing before, it looks like we've gone to the end of what is currently on the deck list. There she is again, gorgeous full art glory, and I'm assuming we're going over to the side deck now. From what I recall, you're actually siding in every ruler, and that isn't exactly a bad thing, but I have heard people deciding not to side in certain rulers because they feel as though it's not useful, or they feel as though they want more side deck space. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, half the other 7 Kings Gazar I don't use, but I still have them all anyway, just for the extra attack points.
And my honest opinion on this is, you never know when you want to actually use the odd Melgus, the odd Faria, and it does actually open you up for certain plays, depending on various circumstances. I have seen certain folks trying to use Priscia for her full advantage is throwing in the Sacred Beast. I'm not entirely too sure about that. Now I see we're digging in a little bit more to your side deck here, and there are the Holy Grails. I take it this is your answer to Barrier of Shadows.
Yeah.
Have you actually been able to use it for anything else though?
I've destroyed some Shangri-Las with it.
Okay, well, yeah, it does say target addition, so it could kill Protection of Fairies, it could, well, not really. They could always banish a response, but it could kill quite a few things. So it looks like we're at the end of our rope here. Thank you all for taking the time to listen, we really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, do whatever you'd like, and don't forget to be awesome. We're going to be doing another duel match video very soon. Look forward to it. Spoiler alert.
See you next time. Bye.